Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're tuned in to the Crew Podcast and Media Network, where voices rise, stories shine, and purpose meets the world.
Welcome to the Crew. Come on in. This is where it starts. We are the change. We are the change. Right here in our hearts. Welcome home, welcome through. There's a place for you. The Crew around the world, lifting every voice too. We make space for the voiceless, hope for the undeserved. Real talk, real stories. Every voice deserves to be heard. Streaming live, we on the move. Facebook, Twitch, Kick, YouTube. From the mic to the nations, we build transformation. Change begins with us. Faith, purpose, power, trust. Seen around the world tonight. The Crew shining bright. Come on in and this is where it starts. We are the change. We are the change. Right here in our hearts. Welcome home, welcome through.
Down in South Carolina, where the stories rise. There's a queen with a mission, fire in her eyes. 20 years and counting, serving wisdom on the shelves, helping voices find the courage to believe in themselves. She opens up the pages, lets the hidden stories shine. Black and brown author stepping boldly into time. With a mic and a message, she's changing the scene. Everybody knows her name, she's a literary queen.
From the library shelves to the podcast stream, you lift every author, you wake up a dream. Tuesday night at 8 and the room leans in.
Patrice, Grimball, let it all begin.
And Scbookgal, keep shining your light, lifting up the authors, bringing stories to life.
Patrice, Grimball,
We see your dream, literary queen, literary queen. Scbookgal, let the whole world see
Patrice, Grimball.
your legacy. From the page to the air, you set it free. Literary queen, literary queen.
Y'all heard that music, so y'all know it's another Tuesday night. How are you guys? Okay. Down here in Charleston, it's hot. It's monkey hot. Y'all, yesterday it was at 121. I heard today it went to 113. And that's the feel like temperature. And I'm fluffy. This is not cool. But I do want to say this. Thank you guys for giving me last week a little grace. I hope y'all enjoyed the replay. It was the first day of school, and my baby girl is in sixth grade, and she is so loving her school. I've heard every day it's, Mom, here's what happened today. And I'm like soaking it all in because I know it's going to come a day where she's not going to really want to talk to me, but I'm loving the fact that she is so comfortable that she comes to tell me almost everybody in the school business. So if your child go to school, my daughter, woohoo, I know what's going on. But thank you guys for understanding that parenting is one of the biggest things to me for my son and my daughter. So again, I thank you. But that kind of goes great with what we're going to be talking about tonight and the book that we're going to be chatting about. In a way, it fits perfectly because we start in this role as the giver, but then we end the role if we're blessed as the givee. You know what I'm saying? So tonight we're talking about Caregiving 101. Okay, but the title of the book tonight is called Caregiving 101. Huh? Listen, a lot of us are thrust sometime into caregiving. And we wish we had books like this. And I thank Miss Priscilla Baldwin for being with us tonight. So we could talk about this, and why she wrote this book for what many of us are going to go through if we're thankful in this lifetime. So we're bringing up author Priscilla Baldwin. Come on up, girlie. Hey, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
I am hot. I'm not kidding y'all. I don't feel good in heat. But how are you?
I am doing great. The heat is the same here in Alabama, so the heat index was 112. So we're burning up too.
Oh my God, man. And we were talking about that today at work. And then we were talking about El Nino and how they're suspecting that we have a colder winter. Well, can we get a little fresh start on this winter? I mean, because this is crazy. Anyways, welcome to Scbookgal and Friends. I know a little bit about you, but tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am Priscilla Baldwin and I am a healthcare practitioner. I'm also a workshop host, um, dementia care specialist, cognitive behavioral life coach as well. I worked in the mental health field for over 26 years. So there's a balance in what I do.
Did you say 26 years?
26 years is the total that
How
I work.
how did you do that? I'm sitting over here struggling with this 21. How did you do 26 years in the health field? And then with with I don't want to say serious, but I'm going to say actively serious because they're moving, they're all over the place, they're 1 minute here, next minute there. How did you keep it going, baby?
Well, I love what I did, and I worked with persons living with disability. I worked with the elderly, I worked with dementia patients, I worked with people that had autism or Down syndrome. So each person that you meet, it's an individual basis. And what we did, we worked with the behavior plan for that individual. So we wanted to teach socialization or whatever that behavior plan was for that individual so that they could be included. You know, it was inclusion for the community. So I really enjoyed what I did.
And you know what? I'm gonna tell you the truth. I see the benefits of that. Um, I know someone who works with an individual who was like that, and out of all the people that work in that building, they are one of the hardest workers and one of the sweetest workers you could ever meet. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Um, what made you want to be in that field?
Actually, when I first started out, I worked with the youth, the at-risk youth. And in the summertime, when school was out, we would have to go to different departments. And I ended up not really wanting to work in that field. But every summer I was put in that position. So I think that it was divine intervention leading me on the path that I was supposed to be on. Because you know, once you buck against something, you're you're made to go through that pathway. And so once I got used to it and saw the vulnerable people and how, you know, microaggression and everything else with people not being included in different community things, right? Because we have a tendency to see the diagnosis before we actually see the individual. So when we're supposed to see the individual and not the diagnosis.
That makes a lot of sense because we
Mhm.
do see the diagnosis before we meet the individual. Um, I have someone who works with me that is like that, and I love him. That's my boy. And he comes and he
Right.
greets me every day, and he says this thing. I have a rap song he created for me,
Oh, really?
He created a rap song. I love him. I love him so much. And every day when he leaves, he said, "Parting is such sweet sorrow."
Oh
And
my
he's like,
God.
"I'll see you tomorrow, Patrice." I'm like, "All right, man, player. You did a great job today. I'll see you later." And he's so, oh my God, that's my boy. They
Right.
know you mess with him, you got to go through me. And it was great working with him. And it's great working with him because at first, even having a sister that's handicapped, you do see the diagnosis before you see the person. But when you get to know the person, you forget
Right.
about the diagnosis.
Diagnosis, right.
Right.
Hmm.
So you took what you learned and you placed it in the book for people like me who will who will, like I tell people, if we are grateful in life, we will become a caregiver. Why did you feel that I need to let these people know what's up in the title, Caregiver 101? Huh.
Well, basically, with this book, it's a reflection of me spending time and taking care of my dad. And also at that time, I was balancing out um, a business that I just started in 2003. My dad was 96 years old at the time, and my kids were in school, middle, high schoolers, and the book is really based on someone that's a novice or a family member that doesn't have any idea of the medical terms or how to navigate the healthcare system, right? So it's in plain English because this book is not going to go over your head at all. It's just basically what it is, you know? And it was me learning how to navigate what I needed to do for my dad and still be available for my children and still work my full-time job. That would be, I think they call it now the sandwich generation, because you're still working, you're still taking care of your kids, and then I still had to see about my dad and learn the ins and out of the healthcare system and how to navigate and how to advocate for him, for the things that I didn't know, because in the healthcare field, there are people that are gatekeepers that won't tell you what you need to know and, how to navigate, the system or even try to help you, So you're in there learning their whole navigation system of a machine that you don't even know what exists. And at the time, my dad, um, he had issues with his blood, and we had never heard of an oncologist. We didn't know what that was. We didn't know how to navigate, how to set those appointments up. So it's a trial and error as a caregiver when you are navigating.
You're so right because once you become that caregiver, you're really taking that role of also the social worker. And like you said,
Mhm.
this book is you wrote this book to help you be there for your father, for your kids, for your business, and for yourself. So it's like a guideline to make sure that, how they say, all the plates are still spinning. Um,
Right.
as a caregiver, what did you feel was the most important thing that you know that needed to be in this book?
What needs to be in this book? There's one quote that I put in there, and it's meet people where they are, not where you expect them to be, right?
Ooh,
So
yes.
you have to meet them where they are, because a lot of times when we put expectations on people, it's not that they can't meet the expectations. You have to think, do they have the capacity to do what you're asking them to do? That's one question that you have to ask. And a lot of times people are put in positions that they not necessarily are equipped to handle, and they're in positions that they didn't ask to be in. So we have
Mm.
to think about that as well.
So, what do you say to someone that has read your book and they're like, you know what? I really can't do this. How do you tell them, you know what? It's okay. How do you relate to that person and say, you know, I've read your book. I don't think I'm capable of becoming a caregiver. What do you say to that individual?
Like you said, it's okay. Everybody's not cut out to be a caregiver. In my humble opinion, I think that caregivers are created. It's in their DNA, you know? So everybody's not going to be a lawyer. Everybody's not going to be a judge. Everybody has their own path that they're destined for. And caregiver may not be your path, and that's fine. What I say to you is then find out other resources that are available to you. Speak to your family members. If you have siblings, you can sit down and you can talk, and y'all can come to the conclusion of if you are going to hire an agency, or if you're going to hire a private caregiver, whatever that looks like for your family, because it's caregiving is not for the weak. I can tell you that it's not. It's a journey, and in the journey, it's a process, right? It's a process of you learning the ins and out of caregiving, but it's also helping you to find out what your strengths and what your weaknesses are, and your capacity to stretch and to be in the person that you need to be to fulfill what needs to be done for this individual for the purpose of taking care of someone, showing empathy and compassion and the things that will provide a safe environment for your individual. So if you're not able to do it, there are other resources out there to assist you on your journey with caregiving.
Now that is so on point. 'Cause I remember at one point in time, right before my sister passed in the hospital, my mom was in one hospital, my sister was in another hospital,
Oh, wow.
and there were three other sisters. Well, including me, there were three of us. And I remember us actually coming up with a game plan. Okay, listen, when I get off of work, you come home, I'll go to the hospital, I'll spend the night to the hospital, I'll leave the hospital over to work, and then when I get off of work, you go to we like had it like a machine.
Right.
But then we remember when my mother got sick, we actually had to sit down and have a conversation with others in the family like, hey, can you come down here and sit this day? Can you come down here and sit that day? Okay, I've done everything I need to do with her. I'm going to go home. So I remember having to have those hard
Conversation.
conversations.
Yeah.
But then when the caregiving is over,
Mhm.
what do you say to that person that was the caregiver and now that part of life is over? What do you say to them? How do you say, because I remember once my mom passed, it was like this point of time we were like, okay, so what do we do now? You know,
Mhm.
like we still had that caregiver running through us. So like how do we say, how do you tell them, hey, okay, you know, how do you tell them it's time for them to take care of their stuff? In so many words.
Well, the time to take care of yourself is at the beginning of your journey, and it's self care, right?
Okay.
So you have to think of yourself first, because you can't pour from an empty cup. Every morning, this is my recommendation. Every morning that you get up earlier than your loved one or your client, and that gives you time to do your meditation, your prayer, whatever that looks like for you. Cup of coffee, sitting in silence. For me, sitting in silence helps my mind not to race. It helps me to regulate my nervous system because that's a part of it as well. So when you take that time to fill your cup with just silence, with music, with, like I said, meditation, with your prayers, even learning how to do four square breathing. It helps you a lot because we so often want to check off all the boxes, right? Especially if you're a task oriented individual. You want to make sure that this is done, this is done, and this is done. And in the middle of all of that, you're not breathing. You're not allowing your lungs to fill up and that brain fog to dissipate because you're not breathing. You're forgetting to breathe because you're doing A, B, C, D, E. And in the middle of that, you're not taking time to breathe. So when you do self care for yourself, you are regulating your nervous system. You are preparing your mind for the day that it's coming, and your cup is filled. So as your day progresses, and you have to give someone some empathy, or somebody else needs your compassion, or somebody else needs something else, right? So if you don't have anybody that's in place to reset you, to help you to fill your cup, even if that's saying, hey, you know what, I ordered groceries and all you got to do is stop by and pick it up, to take some of the weight that you carry, because we carry weight for the people that we're taking care of, right? We carry that weight along with the weight that we have for ourselves, for our families. It's additional weight. So if someone can come in and replenish you, reset you, reposition you, that helps with the recovery. So when you step away, that you actually can breathe, right? And self-care starts in the beginning. And I'm going to come back to your question. When you said we've got caregiving in us, how do we stop it? When that journey is over for you, that means that you need to take the time so that you can grieve that part of your life, because you've been in caregiving for years, however long that you've been with your family member, or even with the client, you've been with them for a long period of time. And when that journey is over for caregiving for that individual, time needs to be set aside to grieve. You're grieving for the individual, but you're also grieving the caregiving part of what you put out, the energy you put out, the love that you put out, the compassion that you put out, right? You advocating for another individual. That's a lot that you're putting out. So time has to be set aside so that you can grieve that. And it's okay to do that. There's no time limit on grief. There's no time limit in stepping into another caregiving position. You have to take time to grieve that individual as well as the caregiving part of the life that you were a part of. Does that make sense to you?
That makes so much sense. It truly does. It's what you're telling us is that you have to take that time. And I
Yeah.
think that's what a lot of caregivers don't. They don't take that time. That makes so much sense.
Hmm.
So much sense. So now you know I got to ask about this title. Caregiving 101, huh? Why the word huh? Because I thought when you sent it to me, I was like, this book is not called Caregiving 101, huh? And I went on Amazon, I say, it really is that. So why the huh? I understand Caregiving 101. Understand it. But the huh? What's
The
up with
huh part.
that? Yes.
You are the first person that's actually asked me that, and all the podcasts that I've done. The huh is because you're a novelist, and some of the terminology, how you hear something, you're not really clear of the of what you're hearing. or
Hmm.
understanding what you heard, you know. So, and you know that that cliche that if you can you can hear. So
Yes.
it's like, okay, huh? Okay. When we do that, it's like everything within us is perking up, you know. We're leaning forward to understand exactly what you said. I don't want to miss the information that you gave me. So when I say, huh, and I lean forward, you have my attention. I'm trying to understand what you said. I'm trying to learn the verbiage of what you said. I'm trying to understand the content of how you put it. So when I go, huh, and I lean in, you've got my attention. You know, I may not know the rest of it, but I am showing that I'm here, I'm listening. I want to understand what you're talking about.
Now I get it. Okay. Because, like, you really had me on Amazon caregiving 101. And I looked, I didn't see anything. I saw all the other caregiving. This one, hmm, that's weird. Priscilla Baldwin, caregiving 101. And then I look and it said caregiving 101. Huh. This one, yo, that really is the title of the book. Like, it's that shock factor for me as a title because that's like, let me see what they're talking about. So I love the title. If you can give the client, because we always talk about the client a lot, but sometimes you get those, and I know people who work for, we call them caregiver sitters down here.
Okay.
If the client is listening to this and you can tell them one thing for their caregiver, what would you say to the client?
For the client, now repeat that again. For the
If you could
client,
say for the client to say to their caregiver, what would you say to them? Because your book talks about the caregiver, but let's reverse it. And let's
okay.
say, what would you tell the client to say to their caregiver?
A lot of times caregivers don't feel appreciated. You know, sometimes we get really great clients, and sometimes we get not so great clients. But we have to work through that and still show up for that, right? So
Right.
the client needs to understand, if they have the capacity to do so, that the reason why your caregiver is there because your caregiver deemed you valuable. They see you in a everyday situation, right? So that's an extension of how they care for you, that they are showing you that they see you, you know. And if they could tell their caregivers, I appreciate that you see me, I appreciate that you value me, I appreciate that you go out of your way sometimes to accommodate me, even in the mess, that there could be messy situations, but you still show up for me. And I appreciate that, you know, because that caregiver shows up regardless, whatever the situation is, because of the calling that's on their life and them being a caregiver, right? I just truly believe that caregivers can walk into a room and change the atmosphere if they know who they are and walk in the authority in which they have, because they deal with the client, they deal with family dynamics, they deal with the atmosphere of the home, the culture of the home, and it has nothing to do with race. It's the culture of an individual's home and the rules and regulation that's in that house, right? So that's a
So
lot for
true.
one individual to come in. So when people say, "Oh, you're just a caregiver," no, drop the jest and realize that person has the ability to come in and do things that you're not able to do with that your loved one, or
Yes.
or that client. So when that person walks into the room, they have the ability to change the atmosphere, whether you acknowledge it or not.
So true. So true. Like they say, that two little words, thank you.
Right.
or that statement, I appreciate you, goes
Right.
a long
All the
way.
way. Right.
So, I don't know if you've ever seen my show before, but when we get to the end, we have these fun questions. And you know what? I think you are the first author that I had a hard time trying to find out some fun questions. I
Okay.
did come up with some.
Okay.
So, the fun questions are normally in adjacent with movies and music because those are
Okay.
two things I like. And when people come to my library, those are the most relatable things when I try to get them books. So here is the first fun question for you.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
if you could choose any male to be your doctor, any male, who would the doctor be, and why did you choose them?
Oh God. Any male. Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, well, hold up now. I would be scared to be his. I would be scared.
No, because he's straightforward. He's going to
Yes.
tell you what it is, whether you like it or not.
All I could do is see him in Snakes in the Plane and how he was just talking to people all kind of way. Okay, okay, Samuel Jackson
Yeah.
as your doctor. Ooh, that's a hard doctor, but I
Boom.
like it. So now you got to have a nurse, but a nurse is a female music artist. Who would it be and why?
Erica Badu.
Oh, okay, okay. So now you got to tell me why you chose Erica Badu.
Because I love her music. And the things, with her being an herbalist, with her being as grounded as she is, with her energy, I love that.
And that is what you really what you need. I can see her loving somebody to help. I can literally see that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Samuel L. Jackson as your doctor. We got Erica Badu as your nurse. Oh Lord Jesus. Okay,
Can you
so now
imagine?
we need a CNA because Erica she had to go help with somebody else. So we need a CNA, and we would like uh. So we have the music. Okay, let's say a male musical artist. Who
For
would
the
it be?
CNA?
It's for your CNA.
Oh, Mel. Mm, 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 mm. Mm.
See, you said Erica Badu for your female. So I'm thinking that you might want to stay on the line of the soul. So I was thinking, huh, maybe hmm, music soul child or Bob Marley. Ooh, I would love Bob Marley to be my CNA.
Yeah.
I think that would be
That would be something.
awesome. Oh
That
my
would.
god, yes. Okay, okay. So who did you choose? I got Bob Marley. Bob taking care of me right
Oh,
now.
I thought you were giving me Bob Marley. What?
Bob is mine, all mine, mine, mine. Who do you choose?
That's a hard one.
That is a hard one.
Hmm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Let me see.
Okay, so I'll give you Bob Marley, and
Okay.
I'll take Lenny Travis because he is cute. I can sit up there and look at him
Okay.
all day. Oh, this
Okay. Somebody.
Tupac. Oh
Tupac.
Lord,
Oh
he.
no.
Ooh,
DM. No,
ooh.
not
I
DMX.
could take Tupac. Oh, DMX. Oh, I will take DMX. DMX will be my physical trainer because you can imagine
Oh.
him yelling at you, and I say one. You know what I'm saying? I can see that. I could do that. Okay, I see that. I see that. Okay, so now we have all these people, but you need your song. Okay, you need that song that gets you going, that each one of somebody said Key Sweat. See,
Oh, wow.
see, I gotta remember that's a family show. Key Sweat. Look at here, look at here. But now you have a song. You need that song to keep you going. As the client, what would your song be?
Um, what comes to mind is This Is Me. It was a musical. It yeah, it just talks about the different I guess you would have to go on YouTube to to hear it. And it's This Is Me. And all my flaws and everything, life is not glamorous a lot of times, but this is me, flaws and all. It's a really great music song.
Okay, do you know who the artist is? Because I'm gonna go look it up now. I can look it up.
I don't know. I just know I love to hear it. I'm not,
Okay, okay.
yeah, this is me. So you're
This
going
is
to have
me.
to listen to it and then email me back and tell me what you think. It's on
Okay,
YouTube. Yeah.
it's on YouTube and it's a. You said it's a play. I'm about to find
Yeah.
that pen pencil right now.
Yeah. It was at the
Um,
movies too, but it's This Is Me. The guy name is Jack something. Jack,
all righty, I've
but
got it. This
alrighty.
is me. Let's check. Oh, all right. Now I'm gonna look it up.
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
look
hit
it
you
up.
back. I'm gonna hit you back. So before we close out, tell us how we could follow you on social media, any events that you have coming up, or even where to grab your book.
You can grab my book on Amazon. You can follow me on Facebook as Priscilla Baldwin. You can follow me on YouTube as Coach Priscilla B. And TikTok is Priscilla Baldwin 63. IG is Priscilla Baldwin 1340.
Okay. And I understand that you have an event that's coming up pretty soon in September.
I do. September the 11th, which is my dad's birthday. Um, there is a book signing for Caregiving 102 Hands and Feet, and it's at 2448 Main Street, Millbrook, Alabama, at Jaguar Spot from 2 to 5.
So, you guys, if you've been following and you've been with us all night, you've seen our information at the bottom of the screen. Right now, at the bottom of the screen, is information on the upcoming book signing about Caregiving 102, and it's about feet and hand.
Hands and Feet. Um, this is the title is that because I had a client that I was working with her and her husband, and there were elderly people, and they were very active in their church, very active in the community. When her husband got diagnosed with Parkinson's, um,
Mhm.
friends and family, everybody stopped coming. You know how the proverbial excuse is, I don't want to see them like that. That's the proverbial excuse, so that way they don't have to come. So what she said was, people needed to understand that they were still there, you know, and that even if you picked up the phone to call her, you used your hands. Even if you took out the trash, you used your feet. You showed up. So it's conversations like that in that book, and with more different topics as well. But that's the reason for the title of the book. It's a lot of times when you're not as active as you used to be, or you're not doing for people as much as you want to. People have a tendency to forget about you when you're going through, you know, your season of caregiving, right? So
Right.
nobody's calling as much, nobody's showing up as much, you know. So that hurts, and that was very hurtful for her, to realize that she's been in the community over 50 some years or more, and nobody thinks about calling, nobody thinks about showing up, nobody thinks about visiting, you know. So we have to be mindful of that. Caregiving and having someone that is with dementia or disabled or whatever, it's not a death sentence. It shows us who actually shows up for us and who deem us worthy to spend time with us, who deems us worthy to pick up the phone, who deems us worthy to come and take my trash to the curb for me, you know. So you have to evaluate your relationships, and I think the
Yes.
giving journey helps you to evaluate what your worth is within your own community, within your own family.
So you guys in Alabama. That
Yep.
statement right there was enough to make you guys go out there and support her book. Okay, y'all go get your book signed. Make sure y'all tell her I said hi because I'm on the other side of the heat with her. But you make sure you guys go out there and support. And Miss Priscilla, I thank you for being with me tonight.
Thank you. It was truly a blessing to be here.
But I'm taking Bob Marley with me now because he
Okay.
can't take care of you tonight. Me and him got to look at one love tonight. And she got, I just can't get off the Samuel L. Jackson playing a doctor. I would pay money to see him play a doctor.
Right? Straight to the point.
I
No
know,
sugar.
right? And I say push. I can just see. I can see it. I can literally see him yelling at somebody. Oh my God. You know what? I'm sorry, Samuel L. Jackson, but I just can't. That's like when I heard DMX saying the prayer, even though I know he was so sincere.
Right.
The first time I heard, I was like, "Yo, that's a gangster prayer, isn't it?" Like, but and then I listened to it again. I was like, "Oh, he's so sincere." I got to get past, like you say, get past the you got to get past what you see and get to know the person.
Right.
I'm sorry, Samuel L. Jackson. I'll get past, but I can't. I'm trying. I'm so trying. But I thank you for being with me tonight, and I wish you the best. And you guys, listen, if you need help, ask someone. Grab
Yeah.
books like this, because she says she's not gatekeeping. And I know a lot of people that gatekeep. I don't understand why, because there's enough for everybody. Okay? Water has not run out yet. Food has not run out yet. You might
Right.
not have the way of getting it, but it's still there. So let somebody help you get it, okay, you guys? Thank you, Miss Priscilla, for being with me tonight.
Thank
Thank you, thank
you.
you. You guys, it's another author, another day in the book. Make sure you join me next week where we're going to be talking about the little people in your life. And we'll be talking to author Michelle Dardis. She's a physician. Y'all be ready for this one. Okay? Remember, there's no such thing as an old book because not everybody has read every book. You guys have a great night and stay cool. Bye.
Through. There's a place for you. The crew around the world, lifting every voice too. Tune in nightly, Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Miss the live, catch the replay, 15, 20 more behind. We are the champions.